Okay, so today we're going to review a project called How Much You've Read Today. And this project, this application was inspired by the realization that in my day-to-day life, I spend more and more time looking at screens, but I read less and less. And to improve my reading habits, I wanted to keep track of how much I read and find a way to encourage myself to read more. When I search on Google, the Google Play Store and the App Store, I noticed that there are some apps available for tracking reading, but I wanted to keep my app as simple as possible. Of course, some of those apps offer additional features, like allowing users to read books directly within the app, but I deliberately chose not to include that functionality, and the main reason is that I wanted to encourage people to read physical books or use dedicated e-readers like Kindle rather than reading on their phones. And from my own experience, reading on phone often leads to somehow distraction, and that's why I designed the app purely for tracking your reading habits, not for accessing books or reading materials. And it's just a tool to support your reading, not to replace a traditional reading experience. So here, if you take a look at the basics of the application, we can see that right away it's a very simple and user-friendly app. Of course, there is a sign-in feature here, and while the button is in place, it's not fully functional yet due to the database limitation, but the ID and functionality are planned. And the app supports both daylight and night mode, and makes it convenient to use it any time. And on the main screen, you can see your total books, today's pages, which shows how many pages you have read today, and your readings track. And here in today's progress, you can adjust basically you can set a daily reading goal. For example, you can make it like a 5 pages or say 30 pages, and you can update it. It can be used done by setting button. And to start logging your reading, you need to add a book by entering a title. For example, I'm going to enter this book by Albert Camus. And the number of pages, say, and once added, the book will appear on my library section. You can see it's on your shelf, and adding for your first book to the shelf unlocks your first achievements, and you can see your achievements here, and each achievement also comes with a motivational quote from a famous person. You can also hide it here. So after adding your book, you can also add your reading log. For example, you can see, say, 20 pages you add, and you can see it appears here in your today's progress. So in order to meet your today's progress, you need to add another 10 pages. You need to read another 10 pages. And after adding your pages here, you can also share your progress by using you can share it on Twitter, and it can also inspire basically other people. This feature also can inspire and show other people that how many pages you have read, and also motivate other readers, and increase the visibility of the app and downloads of the apps. Downloads of the app. And for example, if you add another 10 pages here, you can see that you met the daily progress, and you can also delete the book from your shelf by using a delete button here. But make sure that once you delete the book, every achievement related to this book will also be gone. So make sure that you plan it ahead of time. And these are the achievements, upcoming achievements, and they've been categorized here. So this is a simple app that you can use in order to track your progress. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for your attention.